Over 10 years, the Green Ninja's power has been very confusing. And Ninjago Dragons Rising will either make it more confusing, or they will change it for good. Today we're going to talk about some tweets that have recently come out from Doc Wyatt, stating that we might be getting some new information about Lloyd's power very soon, or in future seasons of Ninjago Dragons Rising. He also confirms a couple of things as well, so let's talk about it. For the first tweet, it asks Doc Wyatt, does Lloyd know what his own elemental power is? Doc Wyatt responds with, what a good question this is. Hold on to it for a while. Now, why is Doc Wyatt saying hold on for a while? Obviously, the tournament's coming up. Now, obviously, when this was something that needed to occur in Tournament of Elements, Master Chen gave two shits, to be honest. Let's be real. He wanted his spell, and that's pretty much it. He didn't care about the other ninja, and etc. Now, it being explained like this, does Lloyd even know what his power is? At a certain point, I think he would have given up trying to figure it out. Let me explain quickly. So I do believe for the duration of Season 1 up to Season 3-ish, Lloyd did know what his elemental power was. It was, firstly, he had the powers of creation, which was fire, lightning, earth, and ice. He also had a bit of this green energy spell he could also do when he got his golden power. Now, Season 3 sort of changed it up, because what sort of happened was, as everyone should know, and if you don't, I'll quickly explain, when the Overlord was draining Lloyd of his golden power, once he sacrificed it and gave it up to the rest of the ninja, he still kept a power. What that power was entitled wasn't golden power, but looked like that golden energy balls that he would shoot out, which defines as energy. So, in a way, my theory could be this is a creation of his own element, and this may pose another question that could have been asked, but that's how I sort of interpreted it when watching Ninjago growing up. Still how I interpret it to today. So again, to sort of recap after Season 7, where did Lloyd's power go from there? Now, Lloyd's power did get more complicated, in my opinion, after Season 7. I guess they wanted to change it up, especially after the Ninjago movie, but not dramatically. Now, the thing is, they introduced Oni and Dragon, and as we know, Garmadon is half Oni and Dragon, well, mainly Oni in the context of his form after being resurrected, but also Master Wu is part Oni and Dragon as well. This also makes Lloyd half Oni, half Dragon. His mom was Dragon, obviously, and his dad was Oni and Dragon. The concept's very confusing, to be honest, sometimes. But he does have the power of Oni and Dragon, which is creation and destruction. So, the not confuses his power, but crystallized, obviously he was able to handle that destruction power, but he also then gave it up, and then went back to his normal elemental power. But could he have had a dragon form? Possibly. Very confusing, right? So, in the context after Season 7, Lloyd's power did change, and even in Season 8, one of the villains did even ask Cole, what is the elemental power? And Cole pretty much said it's a mixture of the four original elemental powers, but it's very confusing. And, to be fair, something I do think is very interesting, the Way of the Departed story that is non-canon sort of describes that Lloyd was training more with his power. More frequently, he was pushing himself. He was creating more power and more energy. That's why his eyes turned green. Now, in fairness, something we do see him do is creating little fireballs in seasons. And it is very cool to see that he is tapping into new energy powers that he consisted of when he had the golden power. So maybe technically his energy is part of the golden power, but who's to say what the writers are going to do? But I do feel like this highlight should be an interesting thing where he has created flames before, sort of electricity powers. He could earth and ice bend as well if he tried. But those are things that I feel like the writers should discuss in the writers' room when they want to do discuss where his elemental power does come from, because I still do believe it has to dimmer with creation. Let's go on with the other tweets. Another tweet that was asked Doc Wyatt, what would happen to Lloyd's power if he died? Which isn't something that will happen for a long time. A very, very long time until, like, the show ends. Would it stay with him or find a new host? A new host is what Doc Wyatt responds to. Now, let's explore this. First of all, he's only in dragon power, who will not go to a different host. But his creation power, his energy power, that will go to a different host. As we know, Master Wu and Garmadon both consist of their creation and destruction power. However, Lloyd was using his power in between those stages, and if his power is still some sort of creation, or he created his own energy element, this could be something that could consist down the track with other elemental powers and be definitely given to someone, like how Moro's power was given to Euphrasia. This could be something that's very interesting, and this could happen to Eren if it happened now. I don't think it would, but if it did. Let's go on to the next tweet. The last tweet, obviously discussing Lloyd's elemental power, is, so was there a previous energy master? Doc Wyatt responds with, wait for this one. Now, I do believe at least majority of these questions will be answered in Season 2, Part 2. But, was there a previous elemental master of energy? Yeah, I would say in the first Ninjutsu Master's early years, I wouldn't be surprised if energy was a power he tapped into, but never wrote about. I do believe, however, the energy power is still creation. And I hope they put that down in written stone, because it feels less or not confirmed if you look at it from a simpler point of view. Creation and this energy power are strong. A strong unit when put together. The energy power itself is technically the 4 elements, but you have to train the way Lloyd has trained in what happened in Way of the Departed that hard to get the elemental power arisen inside of you. Remember, creation is another element that can create stuff. Lloyd cannot create so far, because all we have seen him do in mainly every season of his elemental power, his energy power, it's always to create an energy power, shoot it out. He can create a bit of fire, a bit of lightning. I haven't seen the ice or earth ever happen, but we have seen that stuff sort of arisen in Season 3. He did create bridges. We've seen his energy dragon create a car. No, wait, that was when he had his creation power, he did make a car, and he also did make a golden dragon. But with his energy power, he did the exact same thing, but with the green elemental dragon. But every elemental master could do that. So this could be an interesting thing that we could tackle down and say that Lloyd's elemental power is still his golden power. He just hasn't arisen further in training, or he can't get any further as it was all drained out of him because of the Overlord. It could be something that could be interesting tapped, and you don't need to bring back the Overlord. And it could be an interesting fact if you did want to bring back the Overlord, you'd sort of have to do the exact same thing that he did to Lloyd. Drain him of his power. Because technically the Overlord still must have some golden energy still left in him if he's still at Rising. Obviously there is a balance, but right now Ninjago's balance is still up in the air. I don't think they want to tackle into that. But if they did want to bring the Overlord back, this would be an interesting thing to drain him of his power. Or if he's not drained already. Last thing I do want to tackle here is Lloyd's power throughout Ninjago Master's Spinjitzu in the Ninjago era. Just to that. Now, obviously in Dragon's Rising, Lloyd is now a conduit. He is on par with power levels of Source Dragons. Now, obviously, the Source Dragon that owns him may have the energy power as well. And they might get more confusing as it goes. But I do believe the simple way to sort of do it is creation power, and now with him being the conduit, he could be more on par with the first Ninjutsu Master's creation power, because if they are going to tackle this creation power and creating realms, and one day Lloyd and the ninja need to create realms, it would be a perfect tie-in to the Master's Ninjutsu era if Lloyd was able to become much more than what Master Wu and Gamelon ever could be. The first Ninjutsu Master's enlightenment into Lloyd's past and future and present could be a huge key and keystone for our Green Ninja. And it'd be fun too. Seeing the ninja obviously at rise and rise like dragons is something that the title in the show earns for. And also earns for them to be united like at the end of Crystallized. And them all unite together by the end. Obviously, merging the realms was such a great idea, but Lloyd might then create realms because there might not be a great consistency, or here's this, balance in Ninjago and the merged realms and the outskirts of these realms. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Ninjago could just now be a utopia, but those middle grounds, I can't remember the names in the administration episode, could be outbalanced and may need realms to fuse back in, especially the departed realm if they're going to tackle that in season 3. Please, in the comments, let me know your thoughts in the comments about Lloyd's power, where you want to see Lloyd go. I think actually having him become the next first Ninjutsu Master, the second Ninjutsu Master, would be such an outrising thing for the Green Ninja to behold, especially as if he is trying to be as good as Master Wu and not make the same mistakes. How about you make mistakes, learn your lesson, and then become something greater than Master Wu? I think that might be a key thing for Lloyd to learn in Dragon's Rising, that he can be what his father and what his uncle couldn't be, but he can be better. I do think that, and I do believe that, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.